Only a couple of minutes just to make a few points from some of the presentations because it was pretty far-ranging. Very interesting, but we covered quite a bit. So Dante's paper served as an opening for a discussion of some really interesting issues, some interesting questions about higher education. So he told us, the paper tells us about why we should care about it. Right? Basically, growth, development, poverty reduction, all of those, so we get things right. And then we basically from there went to a discussion of, well, how do we do that? We have Chito bringing it and Sinch bringing in the importance of quality, because I think that's very important. Learning outcomes. It's not only about efficiency; it's also about quality. Mike has really mentioned the challenges for the private sector, for private universities and colleges. And Chito has told us that it's not only about private provision, but it's also about private industry as a whole informing curriculum. And why? It's because it's not, universities and colleges are not around for, even though we do think that they're good for improving social capital, for nurturing or nourishing the aspirations of the bigger aspirations, lofty aspirations of our young people. But there are also universities and colleges are tools as well for improving lives in many ways, financially, but not only. It's also about awareness of the social and political issues around us, for improving the quality of our own country. So, and then lastly, Alex gave us some very practical questions to think about if we are going to finance the kind of higher education that will serve the country. So, because the presentations were far-ranging, I'm going to be a bit more directed with respect to the open forum, because that's where we are right now. Please do not tell us about the problems about higher education in the Philippines. I think we've got that from several of the presentations here. So let us think rather forward. Let's think about solving some of the questions that have been posed here. You know, how can industry, for example, as better improve the quality of higher education? What do we mean by higher education here? And something that was posed here is that it's not only about university education, it's not only about a 4-year education. We can think about, or post-second, it's really about post-secondary education. And it's not only about classroom teaching, especially in this age, in these times. It's not only about the classroom instruction, it can be many different things. So let's hear some ideas from you. Let's talk about, well, how much should the government be regulating private universities, for example? And Mike is right that actually private provision has been with us for a long, long time, and also covers a much larger part of our student population. So please let us focus on comments and discussions, brief ones, okay, about the issues moving forward. Okay? So please be brief. Tell us very quickly your name and your affiliation, and keep it to a minute at the most.